is Wilma Castillo. Welcome back, and we are here with Mr. Howard Knepper, who is running for U.S. Senate as a Republican for the state of Florida. Now, today we're going to talk about a little bit more about the elections. Now, you are a write-in candidate. Is that correct? Do you mind explaining what is that for those viewers that don't understand how it works?
Well, it's very simple. Anybody running for the United States Senate, the first thing they have to do is file a form, oath of candidacy, and send it into the Florida Division of Elections. Now, once that's done, if they're using their own money, once they get past $5,000, they have to file with the FEC, Federal Election Commission in Washington, a report. So all of us are subject to that, even a write-in candidate. But the difference is that in Florida, and every state's different, on June 24th of this year, a decision has to be made. A candidate just doesn't do anything and is out. Or they pay $10,000 and they're on the ballot with their name, or they pay $6,000 and they would be called a non-affiliated party. Or they pay no fee and they're a write-in candidate. Now, in my case, I didn't pay the $10,000 fee because I wanted to make sure that I was going to campaign all the way up till November. Remember, if you pay the $10,000 fee, you're out on August 30th. In my case, I believe that the current Senator, Marco Rubio, did not do his job and represent the people the way he should have. And it's so serious, that issue, so serious, that the people of Florida need to see another Republican candidate. So I wanted to make sure that I went on all the way beyond August and not be bounced out from after the primaries. Now, a write-in candidate in this state, there has never been a senator, a U.S. senator sent to Washington as a write-in candidate. That's a problem because in many parts of the country, write-in candidates have gone on to elected office and done a good job. An example would be the senator from South Carolina, Mr. Thurmond. He served for 50 years. And if the media and the public would just look into write-in candidates in the past, they would understand that there's nothing wrong with a write-in candidate. In fact, the Florida Supreme Court ruled that a write-in candidate should be treated no differently than any other candidate. The people of Florida need to pick the right person to go to Washington and that's going to fight for every issue that affects them. A candidate that's going to take the job seriously and fight for their rights and be on that Senate floor voting. So I would hope that the media would eventually break this stigma of write-in candidates. The Republican Party is dominating this election as they dominate every election. It's something that I'm fighting. I'm going to continue to fight the Republican Party in Florida and the Republican Party in Washington. And what's most important is the debates.
Now, do you feel that the Republican Party hasn't treated you fairly?
That would be an understatement.
Okay.
That would be an understatement. Because many months ago when I started this, I tried to reach out to the Republican Party in Florida. And I reached out to the Republican Party in Washington. And I had zero response. It had nothing to do with me being qualified or anything else. They simply want to pick their own person that they believe that they want to go on to that office, and that's wrong. The people of Florida deserve to hear from anybody that's qualified through the Florida Division of Elections, such as myself. Now, I'm going to fill out that form, that Federal Election Commission form today, and it will go in to show how much money I'm spending. I'm self-funding my own campaign. One of the problems is that the media gauges how much money a candidate is spending. Again, that's kind of ridiculous because you can go back to Marco Rubio. He was elected and he was not a write-in candidate, and there were other write-in candidates. Well, look what he did on the Senate floor. He can't get away from that issue. But that's not the only issue. And he said himself that issue will be brought up. Well, of course it should be brought up. And he should be held to the fire on that issue. You go to work 15 or 20% of the time and you don't vote, and people have over and over asked me, called my office about this. And I can tell you that one reason a candidate doesn't vote is they don't want to be non-committal. They don't want it to come back, that vote, to hurt them in their future political career. Well, that's absurdity. You're sent to Washington to vote on the issues. You're not going to always come out smelling like a rose on every one of them. But there's other issues, the flip-flopping back and forth with the immigration issue, non-committal, doing certain business when you're in that office, it's personal business for gain. If that's done by a candidate, it's wrong. So I hope that the media will look at a write-in candidate and give that write-in candidate, like myself, the chance for the people of Florida to hear me on a debate stage so they can understand my views. And there's absolutely, that's democracy, and it would be a shame to send either Marco Rubio or the Democratic nominee without the people of Florida hearing from other candidates such as myself. This is an important position. A U.S. Senator advocates for federal issues for the people of Florida, and the people of Florida, the voters of Florida, should take this extremely seriously. Do they want to send back a senator that didn't do his job on the Senate floor full-time, flips-flops back and forth on the issues, uses the office in part, from my understanding, okay? I don't have the details factual, but from what I understand, well, Donald Trump said it, not me. I think he said that he had bought a house and sold it to a lobbyist, something like this. I don't know if it's true. And then some legislation might have been passed. Again, that's not for me to say whether that happened. But the people of Florida can have a senator that's going to work full-time for them, and that's going to really, truly have in the senator's heart all of the people, and come back 3 times a year and make sure there's a satellite town meeting on all 67 counties.